Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching today. Super eager to jump into our dialogue, our kind of progression as it relates to prayer and thinking about prayer. We talked about how prayer is basically communication, conversation with God. And God absolutely, we looked at in part 2, God absolutely wants our conversation, communication. But today I want to look at something really interesting. I want to look at a conversation between God and Abraham in Genesis chapter 18. And God spoke to Abraham and said, I'm really unhappy with Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm going to destroy the entire city, both of them, because of the great wickedness there. And I think it's really interesting. Abraham steps up to the plate and he says, because his nephew Lot lives there. And Abraham steps up to the plate and says, God, you could do whatever you want, obviously, because you're sovereign. However, would you destroy an entire city, even if you knew there were 50 righteous men in that city? And I find it really interesting that Abraham doesn't take God's assessment at face value. Abraham kind of pushes the envelope and says, God, you're a righteous God. Would you destroy 50 righteous people if you found them in Sodom and Gomorrah? And God says, no, I wouldn't do that. And so Abraham takes the next step. He's incremental. And he says, well, okay, if you found 45, would you destroy the city? Everybody, if there were just less than 5 righteous, for 45? And God says no. And it's this ongoing dialogue with God back and forth. And Abraham takes it and incrementally decreases it. Would you destroy the city for, 40? And then how about 30? And so he just keeps going. And it's this dialogue and push back and forth. And I want us to think about this in terms of our life, that sometimes I don't think we should take things at face value. I think we should push the envelope with God on occasion and say, God, this is your character. You're a righteous God. You're a loving God. And I want to push, based on your character, push the envelope and ask and intercede, if you will. That's what Abraham did. Intercede on behalf of this city. And really, at the end of the day, it was because of Lot, his nephew, who was there. So I just encourage you today, let's be attentive in our prayer, of course, doing the quickie help, but also thinking about that intercession piece where we push the envelope with God and we say, wait a second here. We intercede, and we do it based on the character of God, who God is, and pushing into that. So God bless you. Have a great day. Remember, of course, you want to subscribe, hit the button at the bottom. Pass this on to your friends because it's going to be super fun and helpful, insightful, short. And then last but not least, of course, we need a joke because jokes are fantastic. And this is really my all-time favorite joke. What does a cannibal call a phone book? A menu. Yes, I know, super awful, but fun too. All right, have a great week. Don't forget to subscribe. Catch you next week on Sarah's YouTube channel. Thanks.